Ottawa for the second time in Alberta on the campaign, and in the last meeting things went oh so well for Tommy Wheeldon Jr. and his side, winning the match by 2 goals to nil. Fast forward to where we find ourselves tonight. It is the end of the first half of the season for each of Cavalry and Atletico Ottawa. Cavalry sitting third in the table. A full 3-point victory tonight could move them within just 1 point of Pacifica record of 5-6-2. Atletico Ottawa trying to keep pace with the Halifax Wanderers. They are level on points with Valor. They could not move into a playoff position tonight, but could certainly narrow that gap. The last time out for each of these sides was at the weekend, and Ian Hume, we begin at Starlight Stadium. Cavalry on the road to Pacific, and just 10 minutes before halftime, a first CPL goal for Eric Kobza, making it 1-0 for the Cavs. But I know you'll appreciate this. The back heel, the finish in stride from Fraser Aird.
Beautiful on his weaker left foot as well. The interplay between him and the striker, beautiful.
Look away, Hume. This is going to cause you great pain. Manny Aparicio misses a second penalty this season for Pacific. He and Josh Hurd now have each missed the frame or have been denied. That could have cut the deficit in half. That could have been a handball, but Aparicio stays with the play. I'm sure you've had a few of these in your career, Hume. Just that tap in on the doorstep to cut the lead to just 1. That's as close as Pacific would get. And then the nation's capital, Atletico Ottawa and Valor. Ruben Del Campo getting the start in his debut for Atletico Ottawa. 24 minutes into the game. Anthony Novak, a striker, a long way from where he wants to be making an impact, concedes the penalty, and Hollywood steps up to score his second of the year from this spot. How good has he been for Ottawa this season?
He's a massive player for them, and good to see him getting into form again. From what we've seen from him last year, he set a standard that he has to live up to.
Carlos Gonzalez actually saying he believes that Ollie Bassett is playing better than he did last year when he won MVP and Players Player of the Year. Is this a message from Zach Verhoeven to score the match winner, or at least the match clincher, and not celebrate whatsoever? Hume, that's a little bit of swagger for Mr. Verhoeven.
Yeah, I think he wants to play a bit more. He's obviously expecting to hit the target there. It's a great finish. Ball bounce obviously on the turf. Great finish though, and hey, whatever sign he's putting across to the coach, we'll see if he continues with the form he's in.
Each of these teams coming into the match on a victory. For Cavalry, 3 victories in a row as they are cruising towards the top of the table. And as I mentioned earlier, should they win tonight, they will go top. A draw would not be enough. Forge would have the tiebreaker on wins. Introduce you to the teams. Let's start with the home side, led by Tommy Wheeldon Jr. Marco Carducci wears the captain's armband and starts in goal. And the Cavs make just 2 changes to this team. Joe Mason is in for Sergio Camargo at the 10, playing just in behind of Meyer Bevan. And a professional debut for the 17-year-old Michael Harms. He will start at right back for the Cavs, as Tommy is cognizant that they want to manage Fraser Aird's workload. And he's quite high on this young man out of Calgary. More on him a little bit later. We first have to start with Ali Musi. Ian, they've tried him at the number 10, but when they've left him out wide, when the team has been available to him to be in that wide position, that's when he is at his most dangerous. For many, one of, if not the best players in the Canadian Premier League. Yeah,
he's exciting. He's one of those, he's always an outlet. Pace, great with the ball, one-on-one situations, delivering to the box. He's exactly what you want from a winger. I get trying him in the number 10 because of his awareness of how to play the game, but when you get him wide and you get him in those situations, isolated with a fullback, I struggle to find many better in the league than him.
Speaking of struggling to find many better in the league, Meyer Bevan, he is tied for the league lead for the Golden Boot on 7 goals this season, 3 assists as well. That's 10 goal contributions. From what you've been able to see of Meyer this season, Hume, what has clicked for him?
Just more playing time and getting more balls in the box for him. He's an old-fashioned, for me, more of an old-fashioned number 9. Holds the ball up well, challenges for everything, harries every defender, and gets himself in the box. That's what you want. You want, when you've got guys like Musi out wide, Escalante when he plays out wide left, you want Meyer Bevan getting in the 12, in and around the 12 yards out, 6-yard box. You want him in there because he's going to score goals.
For Atletico Ottawa, they make 5 changes to their team today. Basically a brand new midfield with the exception of Ollie Bassett, who remains. Malcolm Shaw is in at the number 9, lining up beside Ruben Del Campo, who starts for his 2nd consecutive match. And a first professional start for Alberto Zapater for Atletico Ottawa. He went 45 minutes off the bench in that win last week, but he is going to go from jump today. He's obviously got the resume, he's got the pedigree, but for me, in this team-specific situation, he fills that loss that they had not been able to replace when Abdul Sissoko left the team, just that dominant defensive midfielder.
Yeah, and they try to Costa in there, and no disrespect, but Costa's he's a fullback. For me, he's an out-and-out fullback. You bring in the experience of Zapatero, and he played, 30 games for Zaragoza last year. Like, the quality he has, you bring him in there, he gives the leeway for the likes of Bassett to get on the ball in spaces where he won't have to track back as much, and he'll do the dirty work.
Well, let's talk about the other newcomer for Atletico Ottawa, Ruben Del Campo. Very curious to see what he can provide alongside Malcolm Shaw. What excites you the most about this version of a number 9?
Just, quality on the ball. That's what you want. You want somebody in and around Shaw. You want him playing. You want him getting into those holes and working with him and creating a partnership, which then bridges the gap between Bassett and the front line. So it'll be exciting to see how he gets on today.
And exciting to see both of the newcomers for Atletico Ottawa getting their first starts together. Take a quick break. When we come back, we will continue to count down to kickoff. It's Cavalry and Ottawa coming up next.
Hey, so Mom's thing's coming up. Should we book flights?
Let's do it.
Oh, there's an early flight. We'll be there by lunch.
Speech.
Or the later one?
What if we went the day before?
Sure. Stuff these up.
Yeah, I'd go for this one.
Oh, perfect.
Be there when it counts. With over 500 flights every single day, we have a flight for that.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our Member Perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
We created Carlsberg 00 because even the best things can be better without alcohol-free beer. Clean, one-handed backhand is better. Balancing stuff is better. Whatever this is better. We created Carlsberg. Skipping your own ad is better. Parking in space, better. So, can the best alcohol-free beer make good things better? Probably.
A new era for Canadian soccer begins today. Experience the emotion of every match. Watch all the highlights, the breaking news, the best debates, and analysis. And all the information about the Canadian stars playing abroad. Get access to the best of Canadian soccer from any device. Join the new dawn of an unstoppable game. See the rise on onesoccer.ca.
We are live from Calgary, Alberta, where Cavalry is set to host Atletico Ottawa as each of these two sides concludes the first half of their 2023 campaign for a second meeting this season on the grass of Spruce Meadows at Atlético Field. And the victory that the Cavs were able to put together back in May was a big one. It reversed a trend that for many was a little bit puzzling, in that Atletico Ottawa had dominated their trips to Atlético Field last year by a combined score of 6 goals to 1. They had not lost to Cavalry since July of 2021. But for Cavalry at that stage in their season, when they were desperate to get in the win column on home soil, they were able to find goals from Sergio Camargo and Dan Klump. 22 minutes into each of the halves, first and second. Marco Carducci would keep a clean sheet the rest of the way. And really, since the end of May, turning the chapter towards June, Cavalry has been on an unbelievable run of form. A 1-1 draw to Forge, a 3-1 win to Vancouver Football Club, 3-1 defeat on the road to Halifax. It was a tough game for them, no doubt about it, but bouncing back with more and more victories. York United and Valor, and they are looking really, really good on that run of form right now. The sides taking to the pitch, and a debut for Cavalry, which we will tell you about on the other side. Atletico Ottawa trying to close the gap to the 5th and final playoff position, and they'll try to rediscover their winning ways here in Calgary. Time for a final break. When we come back, we will continue to count down to kickoff, including starting 11s and team news here in Calgary.
Allstate and its 900 agents proudly support Canadian soccer at every level. Visit allstate.ca. Volkswagen, the official automotive partner of the Canadian Premier League.
Time has passed me by without you by my side. When I think of all that's gone, you're still the one.
Hey, so Mom's thing's coming up. Should we book flights?
Let's do it.
Oh, there's an early flight. We'll be there by lunch.
Speech.
Or the later one?
What if we went the day before?
Sure. Stuff these up.
Yeah, I'd go for this one.
Oh, perfect.
Be there when it counts. With over 500 flights every single day, we have a flight for that.
WestJet is a proud sponsor of the Canadian Premier League.
It looks like we're headed towards
And many people's dreams of owning a home.
What's keeping you up at night?
I'm kind of stressed about my money situation.
It's stressful to talk about.
Oscar, come here.
Here's your financial stress companion.
She definitely helps.
It's never too late to start.
Good portfolio.
Back with saving for my first down payment.
CIBC is a proud partner of the Canadian Premier League.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Another midweek treat in the Canadian Premier League, and we were put on for quite a show last night in Halifax, and what a result it had been for the Wanderers as they defeated Pacific by 2-1, doing everyone trying to chase down the league leaders a huge favor, especially for Cavalry tonight, who can move within a game on the same matches played if they get the win at home. And based on their recent run of form, who is to suggest that they will not be able to do so? Michael Venn of Joliet, Quebec, the 26-year-old, is today's match referee. He has seen Atletico Ottawa a few times. He also had the whistle for the last match between these sides right here at Atco Fields. For Peter Penley and Sang-Muk Choi of Richmond Hill and Halifax, Nova Scotia, they are the assistant referees this evening. Mazin Black, the Calgarian, is today's fourth official. Quite the performance for Tommy Wheeldon Jr. and company on the road at the weekend. 2-1 win away to Pacific, and trying to maintain some of that continuity with the team selection today. Only 2 changes. Joe Mason comes in to the number 10 to play in behind of Meyer Bevan, replacing Sergio Camargo. Fraser Aird, they are trying to monitor and manage his workloads. He starts on the bench, and with no Roberto Alarcon available, means it's a big day for Michael Harms of Calgary. The 17-year-old will start his first professional match at right back. Chima, Klopp, and Camden make up the rest of the back line. Daly and Kobza in the double pivot. Gote and Tigny and Ali Musi, the wingers for Cavalry, in their 4-2-3-1. For Carlos Gonzalez, a tweak to the formation and a handful of changes, quite literally, 5 of them, in fact. McDonald Niba is in at a wing-back position on the left side. Jean-Aniel Assid, the right wing-back this evening. Alberto Zapater, their big signing out of Spain, gets his first start for Atletico Ottawa in the 6. Gabriel Antonaro on his left in midfield. And then Malcolm Shaw will start up top beside Ruben Del Campo as the 2 strikers this evening. Acosta wears the armband, Carl Ouimet and Luke Singh, the other 2 center backs in front of Nate Ingham. Tommy Wilden Jr. had been asked about Eric Kobza, who scored his first goal as a professional at the weekend. What's his best position, Tommy was asked, and he said, quite honestly, I do not know. He is just that prototypical modern-day footballer, so intelligent, showing his versatility at center back at times, in midfield with Jesse Daly, and now some goal-scoring chops for the young man out of North Vancouver, British Columbia. Nate Ingham out of Keswick, Ontario, will start for the 8th time this season. His record, 2-3-2. He has held 2 clean sheets and made 14 saves since recovering from a broken finger. Marco Carducci has started every single match for the Cavs this season, 2 clean sheets as well, 31 saves on his campaign. And he'll be tested quite frequently today for Atletico Ottawa. The 2 sides that wear red, neither of them are in it this evening. It is Cavalry who kick off first, wearing their alternate black kits with a lightning bolt across the front of their chest. They'll be working from the right to left part of your screen towards the north end of the stadium, and Mr. Ingham's goal for Ottawa in their alternates, the light blue shirts and socks, the navy shorts. They work from left to right towards Marco Carducci at the south end of the stadium. My name is Adam Jenkins, pleased to be joined in the One Soccer broadcast booth this evening with my friend and yours, Ian Hume, back to put the headset on for us this evening. Some very fascinating storylines that I know you'll appreciate, and those are the strikers. A Golden Boot leader, a newcomer to the CPL in Ruben Del Campo, and Malcolm Shaw back from the Gold Cup. Where do you want to begin tonight, Hume?
I just want to see Meyer Bevan. I've been a big fan of his anyway, so seeing him getting on the end of balls in the box, getting on the score sheet more often, it only breeds confidence, and that's exactly what you want from your number 9. And in a team that's in form like Cavalry are right now, he's only going to grow. So I'm looking forward to this and see how he combines with Ali Musi tonight.
For those interested in commentary in French, it is available for every Atletico Ottawa and Canadian national team match. Mike Lavielle has the call for those watching on onesoccer.ca or the One Soccer app. Audio track number 3 will be how you listen en français. Our CIBC player spotlight this evening, the starting right back for Cavalry out of Calgary, represented Team Alberta at the Canada Summer Games under former FC Edmonton boss Jeff Paulus. Calgary Foothills alum who makes his first professional start this evening. What a moment for Michael and the Harms family. I'm sure many in attendance tonight.
Yeah, it's great to have these pathways like this, and the CPL's been throwing out young Canadian players season on season, and to see a 17-year-old who they're saying there played in the Canada Games last year, seeing that and getting them into a professional environment like this, and with a coach like Tommy Wilden Jr., and then you got a seasoned pro like Nick Ledgerwood and the coaching staff as well, it's only a very, very high regard that they must hold him in.
A little bit of necessity as well for Roberto Alarcon, out with that longer-term grade 2 hamstring injury, probably 11 to 12 more weeks that he will be on the touchline, which is the bulk of the second half of the season. They'd love to have him available come playoff time. Callum Montgomery, about 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks away from returning to training, they hope, assuming everything stays on schedule. So a little bit beat up at the back line. This is Eric Kobza. Soft foul for Molly Bassett, just steps away from the top of the Cavalry 18-yard box. Carlos Gonzalez had been asked of his improvements this season, his play, and he said, I think his level is more consistent. Last year, Ali was a bit more up and down. Here's Ali Musi as he goes out to the right side for Joe Mason, lifts it high. Bevan loses his footing atop the 6-yard box and was not able to contest for the ball. Luke Singh on the bounce clears it away, but no further than Udoka Chima. Jean-Daniel SC bombing on. There goes the pass from Ollie Bassett. Camden covers off the space, and Tigny has the confidence that he's going to be able to get all the way there. And he is correct, out for a goal kick.
Yeah, starting of a good little battle down that side. You know, Jean-Daniel SC is going to run on. He's going to push on. He's going to push the fullback to the limits. And there you go. 3 minutes into the game, he's got in there. I think he might have been a bit unlucky not to get a corner kick because it looked like Niba fell on the ball, but obviously linesman's a bit closer than I am.
My armchair referee take there is if you're giving the corner, you have to give the foul, so don't do either and just give the goal kick. But you're right, he definitely fell on the ball before it went over the line. But there's a reason they don't give you and I whistles. They give us microphones instead. Bevan tackled by Alberto Zapater. If you missed the news or missed his debut, obviously he is a player with all kinds of pedigree. Real Zaragoza, where he made most of his Spanish career. Tommy Wheeldon Jr. said it's two big additions for Atletico Ottawa. He says Ruben Del Campo has all the tools to succeed in this league and is curious to see how Zapater can shore up the midfield for Atletico Ottawa as well. McDonald Niba floats it high. Dan Klopp a header away from Malcolm Schoss and straight in the air. Kobza unable to connect with Joe Mason as it's stolen by Ollie Bassett. The timing and the schedule helping Atletico Ottawa out as well as they try to ease Zapater into this team. 38 years old. The older legs, let's just say, might need some managing on the turf that makes up 6 of the 8 fields in the CPL. You get a nice grass surface here, and you trust he's able to start tonight.
Yeah, that's one thing I know for sure in Spain, and especially in the top 2 divisions, there's no turf fields. 3rd and 4th divisions, 5th divisions, there's loads and loads of turf fields, but if you watch him, he won't be moving much.
Doesn't need to.
No, he'll be that anchor at the back of that midfield, and he'll sit in front of that back line and try and shore things up. He won't be chasing, he won't be harrying around. He'll leave that to the younger legs.
Zapater trying to beat Michael Harms to the ball. 2 players on very different areas of their careers. The first professional start, and for Zapater, someone who has made over 450 appearances in Europe. There is, of course, Carlos Gonzalez, the Spaniard, the reigning coach of the year in the Canadian Premier League. So last season we did a couple of good games here, but the reality is now we're in a new year, and the last flavor we had in Calgary wasn't a good flavor. God, I love Carlos Gonzalez quotes.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal season last year. He brought them right from the basement of the league up and obviously winning the league and then losing in the final. But he had a tremendous year and rightfully got Coach of the Year. And I know that's against certain opinions might say certain man in Hamilton deserved it yet again. Well, seeing as he's not got the accolades he probably should have, Bobby Smirniotis, but Carlos Gonzalez to bring Atletico Ottawa back from what they were, I think it was nothing short of phenomenal last year.
Just trying to stabilize themselves a little bit right now. The goal differential has leveled off, but the wins just have not come in the bunches that Atletico Ottawa have been hoping for as they try to build upon that success from last season. A lot of good pieces, and Zapater and Del Campo certainly improve what had been their team the first half of the year.
Yeah, hopefully somebody can come in and take the goal scoring away from Ollie Bassett and penalties, and hopefully Del Campo's that player. He'll be technically very good. I'd like to see his mobility and see how he adapts to the CPL. But Carlos Gonzalez wouldn't have been bringing them into the squad if he didn't think they were capable. So interesting to see how they adapt over the next couple games.
With Carl Howarth out of the team today, it is Miguel Acosta wearing the armband. Started every single match for Atletico Ottawa this season. He has been so crucial to them. So Zapater in between 2 black shirts. Joe Mason slides. The supporters roar as he keeps it in play, but nobody there to receive his touch on the ball. Jesse Daly has been absolutely brilliant in his first CPL season out of Brisbane, Australia. Is a pit bull in midfield. No fun to play against, but plenty of fun to watch. Daly back on the ball. Kabza goes one more, has it returned to him by Ali Musi. Mason's ready for a run. Not quite on the mark from the U Sports young men. Bassett, nice control to bring the ball down. Hassi once again working down the right wing. There goes Miguel Acosta on an overlapping run. It ricochets off of Intigne. Stapled by Bradley Camden and is deemed to be last off the Cavs. With the first corner kick of the match coming up, and it will go for Atletico Ottawa.
That's a crunching tackle from Camden there. It's come across. Acosta took his touch a little bit too big, but Camden made sure he came out and took the lot.
The out swinger from Ollie Bassett. Should this go into the box? Gabby Antonoro, short option being provided as well. It does indeed go into the box, and it's off a couple of legs, a couple of heads, and Daly is able to buy a bit more time as the Cavs can get their back line organized. Bassett once more. Bassett into the box, headed straight down into the grass from Carl Ouimet, appealing that took a touch on the way out, and it should be another athletic corner in his eyes. Let's see if we can spot something here.
I think he got the last touch there, maybe wrong. Yeah, he got the last touch. Thought he was at the other end of the field, made sure he cleared his lines. Standard center back. Get him up at the back post, he'll be comfortable. Get him across the front, he'll probably get a bit too thick a touch on it.
Antonoro slides. Can't pop to his feet in possession. A Brasilia-born young man, the Montreal-raised 19-year-old in his 6 starts for Atletico Ottawa this year. Across the back 3, Singh, Ouimet, and Acosta. A windy day in Calgary. 23 degrees, feels like 25. Very pleasant evening, but as you can see, the flags above the supporters' stands, they are blown, and it is being blown right to left. 22 kilometers an hour steady.
Yes, Cavalry seem very content to sit back in their blocks, and you see Joe Mason and Meyer Bevan trying to close down, but you got Intigne sitting probably 30, 40 yards behind them. You're gonna have to, I know this is how Tommy Wheeldon, he has his team set up. They soak up the pressure for a while, and then they start to press.
Well, the first caution of the match will be brandished in the way of Atletico Ottawa, and if you're going to make a tactical foul, you don't want to do it that far away from your own goal, but if you're going to take anyone down, it's probably Intigne in the run of form he's been on lately. Miguel Acosta shown just his 2nd yellow card of the season.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a soft one. I think he needs a telling off there. He hasn't slid in, he's just sort of used his body, but that leaves it a rough, 82 minutes remaining for Acosta to be man marking or to be marking up against, not 82 minutes, 78 minutes, sorry, my apologies.
Math has never been your strong suit.
No. But Intigne's a tough customer to deal with for that length of time for Acosta, especially if they get to isolate him 1v1.
Passing through the pressure of Ruben Del Campo, it's Stenklop going for a Wednesday evening jog. Lifted high from Camden. Too high for Meyer Bevan. Mason able to keep the possession alive. Has options either side. An extra touch. The tackle from Singh. Loose ball collected by Michael Harms, driving the byline. Jesse Daly towards the back post. I see all over Intigne. Play on, says the referee. And Intigne sprints to the touchline and somehow steals that away. Kabza from Bevan into the box, turning. Mason trying to fire, felt the contact, went down way too easily. And now Atletico Ottawa can clear.
Quite a few Odd decisions there from the referee. First one, Mason brings the ball down and halfway, goes to head it, misheads it, lands on his hand, allows play on, then Mason goes down at the edge of the box, possibly a foul, then he tries to buy one in the box, but great pressure from Cavalry.
It's the most sustained push in this opening quarter of an hour. Giannanelli is absolutely going to have his hands full on this touchline so long as Gauthier Intigny is on the pitch and he is in charge of covering him. Musi from Daly. Breezes by Gabby and Tenoro. The two come together. And Musi would have loved to have taken a free kick from that position on the field where he had gone to ground. Still in the attacking half. You can see just how deep the wingbacks will sit when there is this extended run of possession from Cavalry tonight. Proper back five with Niba and Nessie.
Yeah, it's where they got their success from last year as well. They were very, very patient defending, especially with Espejo last year. He ran there. I can see why Mason's gone down. I think he's got to pull the trigger there as soon as he spins Carl Ouimet. I think he needs to spin or smash the ball with his left foot as soon as he gets that balance, but I can see why he went down. Ouimet had his arms around him, but I think it would have been extremely soft if the ref gives that away.
Well, these two teams, and in fact, one player from each team accounts for 40% of the penalty kick goals so far this season, with Bevan and Bassett both 2 for 2 from the spot. Been only 13 penalties given out in 56 games so far this season, which is significantly lower than where we were at last year. Both Del Campo and Shaw sitting off of Dan Klomp. It's Camden with time, with space, and no real hurry. There goes Harms, running towards the corner flag and out-muscled by the veteran Niba. No matches tomorrow, but Friday nights will go again, and it will be an attempt at a bounce-back performance for York United, and Pacific will continue to slowly make their way closer and closer to home. York United, though, will be without the services of Mo Babouli, who was handed a 2-match ban for a straight red card as a substitute. Sean Young was also sent off last night for 2 yellow cards in about 15 seconds, so he will be absent from the match. And Austin Ricci will be serving a yellow card accumulation suspension, so it'll be quite the interesting matchup on Friday at York University. Musi's going to win this one. The referee just steps away from Zapater.
Yeah, good body position from Ali Musi there, but Zapater knew exactly what he was doing. Didn't want him calming down and getting a little bit too overconfident on the ball, as we know Ali Musi can do when he gets 1v1 with players. So he let him know he's in a game. Definitely using every ounce of experience he's got there.
Great ball for Joe Mason. He's going to meet it in time, puts it off of Luke Singh, and Cavalry will have their first corner of the match. Just the 3rd start of the season for Joe Mason. Great for the Cavs to have him back and available for selection.
Yeah, clever run there. Nice little through ball. Finally one played through on the deck. Let's Joe Mason get onto it. We know he's not blessed with the most amount of speed, but his awareness of situations and positioning around him gets himself into a good position there. Luke Singh tracks back well.
So it is Ali Musi who is preparing. Photographers make way so Musi can deliver. It'll be a left-footed in swinger. Cavalry vertical, now they break, tracking down and just missing the goal was Joe Mason. Eric Cobb's up there as a target as well. It's a great ball from Moosey.
Oh, that's perfect. Cobbs has got to finish that, but I thought Joe Mason maybe got across his eye line. Yeah, he does, and Cobbs just took his eye off the ball, and he's got to hit the target there. It's one of those, you put a ball in the box like that, you've got to take advantage of that.
Shaking a bit of rust off early in this match were Cavalry, and since about the 5-minute mark, they have really started to settle in. Opening up a 75% possession total through 19 minutes and change. Atletico Ottawa only on 62% passing accuracy as well, so often they're trying to make those long balls out to the wingers. And the Cavs midfielders and defenders are just playing ball hawk. Dan Klopp caught a forearm or an elbow up high, brings out some instant tears, and he'll blink them out.
Yeah, two big guys coming into collision there, Klump and Shaw. And Shaw knows he's coming, doesn't know exactly where he is. But he gets his arms up and Klump comes steaming through the back of it.
Well, the bar had been established for a tactical foul. Antonoro is a lucky, lucky boy. That's not much worse, if at all, than Miguel Acosta's. I'd asked Tommy Wheeldon Jr. for a scouting report on Michael Harms, and said he runs for days, a sticky 1v1 player in both attack and defense. Only 5'8", 130 tells you he's still got some time to grow and fill out that frame at just 17 years of age. Antigone, plenty of time, for him at least. Overthought himself.
Yeah, me thinking Harms coming on the field looked really, really small. He's same size as me. Definitely a lot of, I've got a lot of weight on him, but no, he looks eager, and that's the one thing you want. When you bring in a young kid into a team, you want somebody who's not scared of the situation and the occasion. And he definitely isn't. He's getting at players, he's putting in tackles, he's comfortable on the ball.
Bevan is going to try and make this difficult for Nate Ingham, nearly succeeds in blocking the clearance attempt. And a word of congratulations as well for Nate Ingham in the Atletico Ottawa goal. His 100th Canadian Premier League appearance this evening, split of course between York 9, York United and Atletico Ottawa. The latest CPL Centurion. One of the best goalkeepers this league has produced. He leads, there's at least the top name in the CPL record books for saves. 31 more than Tristan Henry entering this game in second. Camden takes the contact to make a play, and there will indeed be a caution brandished. This time, Gilberto Zapater. He had gotten away with one a little bit earlier on Moosey. This time on Camden, the referee says that's just a bit too far past the line.
Yeah, that's where the pace and athleticism comes into play, and Zapater gets caught beyond the ball right alongside Ollie Bassett, and he has to come back and recover. And I think Acosta can maybe wave him off, but he leaves a foot in and rightfully gets a yellow card. Second malicious tackle from him, or sorry, strategic tackle from him.
That is awfully brave of Bradley Camden to go with the all-white boots on this particular field. And Ottawa, no problem. They probably survived. Maybe a little bit of pebble stain, but on a wet day, those are not going to be white very long. They're sharp, I'll give them that.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. They look good, though.
They certainly do. So Jesse Daly, hands on his hips. And the tongue that tells you his brain is working a mile a minute. Moosey, the first to move, lifted high towards the back post, and makes a good catch.
Yeah, that's ball's far too high there, going into the box. He's got to try and put a little bit more whip on it, because you put it up there, a keeper like Nathan Ingham's going to come out and he's going to claim that easily.
Cavalry have been the best first half team in the Canadian Premier League. They are +6 through the first 45 minutes of the season. Unfortunately for them, because they're +5 altogether, that means they have not been a very good second half team at times. Especially early in the year, fewer of those bumps in the road, especially over this 3-match winning streak. Atletico Ottawa now have 3 players in midfield, Yumi, on yellows, less than 24 minutes into the game. It's just late and really not doing themselves any favors right now.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a naughty one from Ollie Bassett there. That's definitely one that snaps your neck back. It's kind of a whiplash one, but Kabza he knows who's coming in. He knows the situation. He knows he's an influential player and makes sure he takes it well. Buys himself a little bit of time. Ollie Bassett in the book. And in fairness, ref is throwing cards around like confetti so far. So
and yet some restraint, because Antonoro could have been on one before Zapatero got his.
Yeah.
But you're right, that is a lot of yellow cards very early in the match. So an impromptu huddle for the Cavs, and speaking of debuts and newcomers to the team, milestones should say welcome to Jake Davis, who takes over for Jordan Santiago as goalkeeper coach for Cavalry. Jordan Santiago had been with the club since 2019 in Calgary, and he was brilliant. Always one of my favorites to see around the pitch the few times that I was able to get out. So thank you, Jordan, and welcome, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, you see a bit of the game plan there. Down the left side of Atletico Ottawa's team, Niba and Luke Singh are squeezing Ali Musi so tight. Double team majority of the time the ball gets anywhere near him.
Ruben Del Campo, one of his first big actions of the match, and it's a short-lived one as Kabza makes a crunching tackle. Played in the direction of Meyer Bevan, who takes a pop from Luke Singh. Assistant referee thought there was a foul, shakes the flag, and gets the referee's attention.
Yeah, good bit of hold-up play from Meyer Bevan there, but he's completely bought that. The assistant referees flagged for that foul, and Luke Singh has right to argue. He's hardly touched him there, but clever bit of play from Meyer Bevan.
This is Musi. Short to Daly and returned. Musi tries to give the cold shoulder to Luke Singh and go around the corner. Harms away from Antonoro and cutting inside. Michael Harms leaves it to Daly. Into the box, Meyer and Ali both close to the ball. Neither are able to get on the right side of it. Antonoro, they got that tackle spot on, and he accelerates down the touchline, just trying to get this away from his goal. Jesse Daly hooks his arm over the shoulder, and based on the standard, that is cautionable as well. Though Michael Ben, does not like to be told that by two of the players who are in his book already.
Yeah, you can see the Atletico Ottawa players having a go at the referee there, but Antonoro can't really say much because he should be in the book as well. But it's a tactical foul again. Daly knows Antonoro's getting away from him there, and that was very much like the Sergio Ramos on Mo Salah in the European, on the Champions League final, where he grabs him, brings him down on his shoulder. Getting a little bit chippy out there.
I'd love to be able to look at you and tell you that I fully understand that reference. The players, I get it. You can be disappointed in me all you want.
So the Liverpool fan of me, sorry. Still resent Sergio Ramos as good as he is.
You're allowed, as is your right as a supporter. Acosta, just poked away by Antigone. Kabza has his pass deflect and was never in a position for Bevan. Both of these teams will be in action as well this weekend. Saturday, Cavalry host the Halifax Wanderers, a match that will have many CPL supporters elated for. Atletico Ottawa will return home to host Vancouver Football Club and potentially Alejandro Diaz in his 2023 season debut. Foul from Luke Singh, dropped the shoulder and kicked out as well at Ali Musi, who has probably absorbed more fouls and contact than anyone else on the pitch through nearly half an hour.
Yeah, great ball into the midfield. Ali Musi comes into that hole there. I believe it was Cobbs who found him. Awareness, sees where Luke Singh is. Good touch out of his feet, and it's a firm but kind of fair tackle from Luke Singh. He just got beaten to the ball by a couple milliseconds.
Luke Singh, one of a handful of players on 3 yellow cards entering this match. Sam Salter is one, though he is on the bench. Jean-Aniel Assis is on 3. Diego Espejo also on the bench for Atletico Ottawa has 3. Meyer Bevan is on 3. Bradley Camden rounds out the players who are one away from a suspension.
So just a few of them.
Mostly still receiving treatment. Malcolm Shaw will jog over to the touchline for a word with Carlos Gonzalez. Break and play. See this, I don't mind the selfies now. You're not going to miss anything.
Yeah. It is what it is. Just enjoy your day out with your buddies and a couple of beverages and watch the game in the sun.
It's a heck of a night for it. Where else would you want to be on a Wednesday night?
Could think of worse things to do, I'm not going to lie.
So Musi is sat up, but still not on 2 feet as of yet. It looks like he is in an absolute world of hurt. He will, of course, have to exit the field, which means he won't be able to attempt this dead ball restart. Trainer came on, you come off. Them's the rules.
Yeah, does he not stay on if they got booked? Luke Singh, I don't think got booked there.
He didn't get booked, no.
But if a player gets booked, the injured player is supposed to be allowed to stay on the field, I believe. But
and I wouldn't want to get kicked by Luke Singh, but it looked a little, at least when we slowed down the replay, looked a little less violent than Musi's wearing it. It's a sore one for sure. So it'll be Jesse Daly, and unfortunately for the Aussie, he underhits it.
Yeah, that's the second set piece there, and they're one of the toughest ones in the game to try and make successful when you're so much down the middle. That's why you see a lot of teams try to venture wide, get somebody to pull wide, get it onto them, get into the box. It's a lot easier to cross from wide because you get your defenders shifting around. But those central free kicks, they're always one, myself as a player, myself as a coach, I don't like them very much. I try to shift the ball wide and try and create a different angle.
Just give me the laws of the game, Human. I'll make some tweaks for you, don't worry.
Use up the old golfing rule, if you can move at a club where it can't be any closer to the hole.
Your coach is allowed to hold a driver, and you're allowed to bring it out. No. I take a vertical line from the edge of the 18-yard box. Not actually painted on the field, but a la rugby and other sports will let you do that. Move it over. Same thing if you're fouled like right on the 18, if you want to take it back 5 yards, directly backwards, make a better angle.
Yeah.
The traditionalists are vomiting.
But
I will not apologize.
In fairness, they're changing every other rule in the game. They may as well shift another couple.
There you go. Just about 15 minutes. We'll have a fair bit of stoppage time in this first half. I tend to agree with the Ottawa captain here. Joe Mason had shifted himself into submission, and there's a little bit of contact, but I don't know that that's enough to warrant a foul. Over the head of Acosta, over the head of Kobza.
I'm gonna stop just defending strikers. As I could easily jump on with Joe Mason there and say it was good hold-up play, but I think it was a very, very soft foul to give away, and I think Mr. Ven's going to maybe have to change the P in his whistle at halftime.
Antonora, as the right to left switch is completed, Daly stands his ground, doesn't overcommit. He goes down. There's got to be a whistle here, as much as I don't want more, because that's a handball from Daly. And if you don't want to give the handball to Daly, then you have to give the foul to Antonora.
And if you're not giving the foul to Antonora, it's surely diving. If it's dive, then I think it's a foul the other way. But I'm enjoying that battle, I'm not going to lie. Daly and Antonora has been it's been entertaining.
Antonora has had a very low-key entertaining season for me. I've certainly enjoyed watching him in his first year with Atletico Ottawa. Singh, long diagonal ball that bounces once in front of Camden, goes off of his head. That's a misplay, and it's a gift to Atletico Ottawa. Another corner for them.
Yeah, underappreciated pressure from Assi there behind him. Could have easily just taken it down. Camden and volleyed it out 40 yards, but Assi's not there. He gets there, puts himself in the mix, wins his team a corner.
So for the second time in the match, Shawley Bassett will deliver a corner. Ruben Del Campo laid claim to it, jumped straight up in the air, and the ball went with him.
Yeah, it's not a bad ball from Bassett there, but it's a good bit of movement from Del Campo, and he gets himself across his man, and he probably wants to make a thinner contact there.
Del Campo forcing the center back to Carducci. Bit better sustained pressure from Atletico Ottawa here. Good little spell they're in. Bassett praised by his gaffer for the pressure that he is applying to Joe Mason.
Yeah, very patient play from Cavalry here, and decent bit of pressure from Atletico Ottawa, but they're sitting there and setting traps and trying to find a way to get a soft touch or a soft pass. Very much been a chess match the last 2 minutes here. See how they can break them down and find them areas where they can make mistakes.
This had the potential to be the Canadian Premier League final for 2022. It was Forge and Cavalry in the semi-final, and once again it was the Hamiltonians who got the better of the Calgarians. Cavalry finished with an identical record to Forge on the season. The goal differential was what gave Forge the home playoff match. Atletico Ottawa defeating Pacific over 2 legs. What a night it had been. 15,000 strong in the nation's capital.
Yeah, I'm one of those who, for the semifinals, I'd like to see them do a home and away. Have the away goal rule, have all that thrown in there, and for me it makes it a lot more interesting.
Have you and I been able to have the chat about the new playoff format? I don't remember what your opinion is on it.
No, I don't think we have.
So for the viewers at home who were unaware, who might be joining us, since it was a big talking point early in the season, 5 teams for the first time in the Canadian Premier League will make the playoffs. The regular season champion will have a trophy for the first time. They will get a CONCACAF Champions League berth. And then they will host the second place team, first and second. The winner gets a direct bye to the playoffs. And then from there, it's a gauntlet. 4 hosting 5, 3 hosting 4, 2 hosting 3, and then the winners will advance through the bracket that way. Your thoughts? It's exactly how they do the cricket in Australia, if you're looking for a direct comparison.
Yeah, so it means absolutely nothing to me.
You and Jimmy both. Here's Bassett. We'll pause on that for a moment as Del Campo looks for Jananyela C. I don't think he meant to play that back across the face of goal. Close as a shot on target, or close to a shot on target, as Ottawa's been tonight.
That's a perfect cross. For me, he's got to meet this with his head. He's got in there. He's got behind Antigone. He's got to put his head on that. It's a lot easier to control. You get your head down, drop your body, take it, and you're on the way down. You're hitting it, headed down into the ground. Carducci's stranded. He's got to watch it come across. You're 6 yards out. He's got to hit the target there. For me, that's pass of the match so far from Del Campo, and as he's got to be upset with that.
Into the 40th minute of the match now. Carducci finally restarts play. Mason. Relentless effort as he absorbs some contact from a blue shirt and goes to ground. Luke Singh sprints back the other way. Ottawa on the counter. This is their bread and butter offensively. Del Campo should meet this and keep it in play. Looking for Shaw. Dan Klump on it first, but his clearance is cut down by Gabe Antonoro. Acosta runs over, first to the ball. Nothing really at all for Malcolm Shaw to do, unfortunately.
That's a good break from Luke Singh there, but he's got to play the ball wide. He's got to remember, he's a big center back, pushing forward. He's got an attacker's pulled wide who's just put in pass of the match. Get it to him again. Get in the box.
Bevan led by Kobza. Met by SC. Antigone now, and he can sprint into space. Antigone now the pass from Musi, who's defended by McDonald-Neba. Antonoro, been a firecracker down that left-hand side for Ottawa. Fortunately for him, can't keep it in play and blows the shin guard in the process.
Yeah, great tracking back from Musi there. Puts Antonoro under pressure. Loses possession relatively easy, but great energy down that side from all the players.
Crunching from Neba. Daly pops back up to his feet and jogs back into position. Now it's Udoka Chima who gets tangled up with Ruben Del Campo. Ottawa supporters are of course going to want a foul here. Del Campo down, hands to head. Chima thought that was a bit of a sell job. When the defender is smiling, you know what he thinks of the way you went to ground.
Yeah, he's got his arm up, but he's just, and here I'll defend it, the back line.
Yeah, everyone hang on and listen.
I'm going, hey, listen to that. No, he's all he's doing is feeling his area. Del Campo's gone down far too easy there, and he knew he wasn't going to win the race. He tried to win something extra. It's great defending, great awareness of what's around you. And amazingly, I don't know if anyone would have thought it would have happened, but Del Campo's up and he's fine.
Kobza from Camden, heavy touch, welcomes Alberto Zapater, who steals the ball. Bassett from Shaw. Del Campo. And Ottawa will work it around, much to the delight of Carlos Gonzalez applauding in his technical area.
Yeah, you can see trying to build a relationship. Del Campo, Bassett, and Zapater, they're trying to figure out each other's games, how to play into them, where they need to play into them. You can see they've got the awareness of the game and obviously understanding how to move the ball, but they're learning that relationship, and you see them passing to each other and they're kind of hesitant and knowing what the other one's going to do.
How long does it take you as a new player into a new team, or as a player getting a new teammate, to start to find a little bit of chemistry? Because they've only been together 10 days or so.
Yeah, it sometimes doesn't take long. It's crazy. Like sometimes it's just like you can literally be chalk and cheese and it'll take you months and months. But then other times, first time you meet, you go into a training session, you do a possession, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, this guy's unbelievable. Like you think we'd known each other for years, but it's just on the individuals.
Mosi absolutely with a long memory there. Stewing on that one for about 20 minutes. Around the back three, we met inside the center circle and too far in front of Neba, who reacts just in time. They'll get a do-over as harms the player who the football is last off of.
Yeah, good defending from Cavalry there. They never came out of their blocks. They made sure that they had all those through balls cut off, those spots in between the lines.
Slowly chipping away as they work their way closer and closer to the attacking third. Now into the box for Del Campo. Chima blocked, concedes a corner. Sends that up into the foot soldiers, but the center back does well to get his knee down and keep his arms out of the way.
Smart play from Del Campo there. Knows he's under pressure. Swing, try and get the corner kick. He's won the here just before halftime. Key moments here for Cavalry to defend.
The Bluebirds rain down on Ollie Bassett. He finally has an in-swinger into the first of 3 minutes of stoppage time. Dan Klopp commanding the area and heading it clear. Acosta. A round of Jesse Daly. Bassett stayed out wide, and there are 4 blue shirts into the box. 5 now, and lunging was Malcolm Shaw, trying to tip that around of Marco Carducci, but it's not the Trinidadian international who's on the last touch. And goes off of Cavalry once again.
Yeah, good block from Chima there. Malcolm Shaw gets across Dan Klomp. It's a great bit of movement, just 2 yards of movement just to get across him. Good strength, but a great block. And another, well, we got 2 minutes left in injury time. See, I'd get SC around the back here. Everyone's going to the front post. SC can hang out the back.
Bassett closer to Carducci this time into a sea of black and blue shirts. Cavalry clear once again. Acosta as the last man back, waiting to deliver the ball back into the box, looking for Luke Singh. Chima for a 3rd time first on it, and now it's Cavalry's turn to be a little bit back-footed in the final minutes of this opening half. Offside flag comes up. It's the native of Freiburg, Switzerland.
Yeah, 2 opportunities from corner kicks there. 2 good balls in from Ollie Bassett, but when you put it in the same spot and you've got 4 or 5 of your guys, 4, 5, 6 defenders, it's always hard to get a clear header on it.
Intigne turns, crosses, looking for Musi. Acosta's on it first. Bevan leaps into the air, wins the ball down. Acosta comes up aggressively, gets the ball, and Zapater is able to clear. Actually is able to find Del Campo with a great ball. Del Campo to the middle, Shaw goes left. That's where the pass goes for Bassett. Ollie Bassett, his final touch lets him down. What great link-up play, though, from Atletico Ottawa. Both strikers, and then the perfect pass you want for your leading goal scorer.
That's so unselfish from Shaw there. What a great touch that is, and Ollie Bassett will be kicking himself because it's great counter-attack play.
Cavalry's turn in the waiting seconds, just over 15 seconds, and then the referee's discretion. Here's Daly. Intigne lining up Neba. He goes inside out, still Intigne. His shot is blocked. It bounces and rolls to Ingham, and that should be it. That is it. Half-time in Calgary, and the action turned up in the final moments. A very busy stoppage time on both ends of the park. But 45 minutes in the books and nothing to trouble either goalkeeper, Marco Carducci or Nate Ingham in his 100th CPL appearance. No shots on target in that first half, but some chances for both sides, which we will review when we return. Halftime at Atlético Field, and the score is Cavalry 0, Atletico Ottawa 0.
Time has passed me by without you by my side. When I think of all that's gone, you're still the one. Never let it go, 'cause you know for sure we've been apart, now I need you more. Still those times I cried away.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
I do this for my town, my time, my time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
We created Carlsberg 0-0 because even the best things can be better with alcohol-free beer. Clean one-handed backhand is better. Balancing stuff is better. Whatever this is better. We created Carlsberg. Skipping your own ad is better. Parking in space, better. So, can the best alcohol-free beer make good things better? Probably.
Degree 72-hour non-stop protection. Antiperspirant with motion sense. Tested to the limit. Degree keeps working when others stop.
It is halftime at Spruce Meadows here on Atco Field as Atletico Ottawa and Cavalry meet for the 10th time since Atletico Ottawa joined the Canadian Premier League back in 2020. And it is a fixture that has been somewhat surprisingly dominated by Atletico Ottawa over the years, with 6 wins out of 9 and outscoring Cavalry by 16 goals to 9. The second meeting for them this season. In the first half of the first meeting, it was a lot of Cavalry, and for the most part here, Ian Hume, the best chances for Atletico Ottawa coming off, unsurprisingly, counter-attacking moments and set pieces, with Ollie Bassett involved in just about every one of them.
Yeah, I think for the most part, Cavalry in possession at the very beginning of the game. They were a little bit more dangerous. I think as the half went on, I think Atletico Ottawa has been the better team. They've had the better chances. Joe Mason there screaming for a penalty. Like I said, should have tried to crack it as soon as he turns, catching him off guard, but Ouimet gets back, gets his body in. But yeah, I think it was few and far between with Cavalry in the attacking sense. This one here, got to get a clear connection on it there, Kobza. But yeah, as the half went on, I think Ollie Bassett got more and more opportunities to get on the ball, whether it be set pieces or getting the ball wide, and good deliveries came in, like this ball here from Del Campo. As he's got to do better. For me, I think he's got to throw himself at that and try and head it. But yeah, the Atletico Ottawa grew into the game. Carlos Gonzalez at halftime will be a little bit optimistic going in the second half.
The final stages of this first half, and this was lovely link-up play. Del Campo to his strike partner Malcolm Shaw. The one touch from Bassett was fine, but as he comes through a little bit off balance, he just loses it, toe pokes it away, and is unable to get a shot on target. And that is as close as we'd come to a goal through 45 minutes of play. 3 shots apiece from these sides, but none of them on target out of the 6. 70% possession from Cavalry in that first half, which should surprise no one. Atletico Ottawa fine to let you have the ball and dare you to do something with it. 24 final third entries for the Cavs to 22 from Atletico Ottawa, and the expected goals, 0.49 for the hosts, 0.24 for the visiting side. Second half just a few minutes away. Before we get there, a look back to some previous matches in the Canadian Premier League. Here is Aiden Daniels as he slips through midfield, plays it through for Giraldo. He hits it first time.
I like the way Halifax is playing right now. They're moving the ball around well, and their first thought is getting forward.
Didic makes a play to keep the ball alive, but it was Farron who's actually offside. This time he stays on, and Massimo Farron has scored again. Angaros and Mayer Jaguars and Didic's and Youngs ready to tower through the air. Salouf in with his right, and it's a howitzer in the offseason. This is Farron, the goal scorer, bouncing off Yates and leaps over the tackle of Mayer Jaguar, gives it off to Watson. Callum Watson gets it back and fires! Callum Watson has made it 2-0 for the Wanderers! Unbelievable poise and patience in front of goal. That's his third of the season, and it's a huge one. Timoteo aggressively defending La Jeunesse. Salouf is ready. Towards the back post, Didic off the crossbar. Did that cross the line? Yes! Should count as Amir Didic's goal. Jan Filion's going to concede the yellow card to delay a bit of time. Amir Didic's 4th goal of the season. They're going to try Owolabi Bellabou's direction again. Why not? It's been working. Becker, tasty again. Borges over, following up is Hamilton. Giantsopoulos denies, but it falls to Taron Campbell with no defenders around, and he makes no mistake. Taron Campbell with 5 goals now on the campaign. This is Borges for Campbell. Beautiful ball, Taron Campbell. Oh, he is a cool customer, as he has a brace in just 32 minutes of work. Inch perfect delivery from Tristan Borges to set it all up. Here's Tristan Borges trying to end it. Goal is Stroud, it deflects, and he's gonna get his goal. August the 20th of last year was the last time Tristan Borges found the score sheet. He gets some luck. Advancing on his right foot. Trying to go around G, crossed over, Campbell, the hat trick. One more box on his CPL resume ticked off, as he has a 3rd goal of the game in the 54th minute. It's done. Give them the 3 points. It's 3 goals for Taron Campbell.
In and around the 6-yard box for Verhoeven towards the near post. Yesley came. Got more the height than distance on the punch. Eventually away from home. Now then, what's the referee given him? Yesley, statistically the league's best goalkeeper. Bassett for Atletico Ottawa rolls it in the corner. Fools the big man. Body in the way fairly, in the opinion of the referee. Now Shaw, all on his own. Malcolm Shaw goes for goal. Needed the save from Yesley. Had to stretch that big frame. It's still in play. Sacco will find Bassett. Back to Sacco again. And Bassett's got to score. No. Yesley saves again.
There you go. Center back. Gonna try and pull a forge.
Shaw, Sacco's in again. Sacco can't be scoring. A third time he's been denied. Bassett! Oh, it's the post. They're already celebrating. Ingham. Couldn't quite find Shaw. And now Verhoeven, all alone, finishes it. Was he offside? He's put it in the back of the net. He's getting celebrations. He's hardly had a touch.
Zach Verhoeven certainly what this match needs. Could he come in off the bench and finish another match for Atletico Ottawa? A point apiece at the moment as we are level at a goalless draw through 45 minutes. It would move Atletico Ottawa within 3, but they want to be much closer to the Halifax Wanderers than that. But to get there, they're going to have to beat Marco Carducci. The draw moves Cavalry level on points with Forge, but the tiebreaker would go to the Hammers, who would have 6 wins this season to the 5 from Cavalry. One more break when we come back. Time for the second half at Atco Field, where it's scoreless between Ottawa and Cavalry.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
It looks like we're headed towards
And many people's
stagflation.
dreams of owning a home.
What's keeping you up at night?
I'm kind of stressed about my money situation.
Oh, it's stressful to talk about.
Oscar, come here.
Here's your financial stress companion.
She definitely helps. It's never too late to start.
Good portfolio. With saving for my first down payment.
Time has passed me by without you by my side. When I think of all that's gone, you're still the one. Never let it go, 'cause you know for sure we've been apart, now I need you more. Still those times I get away.
Degree, 72-hour non-stop protection. Antiperspirant with motion sense. Tested to the limit. Degree, keeps working when others stop.
How do you go from the best to the ultimate without breaking the bank? You choose the big, bold, ultimate taste of ultimate chicken sausages and hot dogs. Choose ultimate taste and value, only from Maple Lodge Farms.
Welcome back to Calgary, Alberta, as we get set for the second half between the Cavs and Atleti in the second mid-week evening match in the Canadian Premier League before a full schedule comes around this weekend. Also happening tonight, well, it is the Gold Cup semifinals from San Diego and Las Vegas. The Americans and the Panamanians are deadlocked 0-0 as well, but they are verging, or on the verge, rather, of full-time, moving towards potential second straight knockout match for the USA into extra time. Jamaica and Mexico later on this evening from Nevada. Both of those matches, of course, can be seen on One Soccer. The sides take back to the pitch. The Foot Soldiers are hoping that it will be a 4th consecutive victory for Cavalry, but in order to get there, of course, they're going to need a goal. Pretty obvious based on the players that they have on the pitch right now, Hume, that there are goals in this team, but in terms of little tweaks that Tommy Wheeldon Jr. can make tactically to find more of those looks, what would you expect to see different from the home side in half 2?
It's going to be a tough one. The way Atletico Ottawa play and the size of Atco Field, it suits them down to the ground because Atco Field's not a massive surface. So when they drop into that 5, the strengths of Cavalry with your Insigne and Musi out wide, they're kind of nullified by 2 fullback or 2 so your right and left center backs and your 2 wing backs. They kind of nullify them. So I don't know whether Mason's going to be the answer there, whether he's moving enough for in that position. Do they get a Ben Fisk on? Do they bring on a Camargo, get in that area to be a little bit more sort of mobile to get in and around Meyer Bevan? I don't know. They're going to have to figure something out because they didn't create enough chances. They didn't get in behind enough because Atletico Ottawa were so content to sit back and play against them on the break. It'll be interesting to see the first 10-15 minutes of this half, if there's no change or no immediate like chance after chance, 2, 3, 4, 5 chances, something like that for Cavalry. I'm imagining Tommy Wheeldon Jr. will make a change, and it'll probably, in my eyes, would be a Joe Mason or a Meyer Bevan, and or both. You never know, but it's a tough start to the second half for them because Atletico Ottawa really got into their groove in the end of the first half.
Well, Alberto Zapatero, a word and a hug for the referee. He is one of 3 Atletico Ottawa players on a caution. Miguel Acosta and Ollie Bassett as well. Something to be mindful of as this second half begins. It is Atletico Ottawa wearing their change strip tonight, the snow and ice inspired blues. They'll be tacking that to the left side of your screen, occupied by Marco Carducci at the north end of the stadium. For Cavalry, also in their alternate strips. I wish I had an answer for you as to why neither of them are in red, but this is where we are. It is the white lightning bolt across their chest, and they attack the net to the right of your screen, occupied by the new CPL Centurion, Nathan Ingham. Commentary available in French with Mike Laviole for those watching on onesoccer.ca or the One Soccer app, audio track number 3. Otherwise, it is myself and the former Canadian international and Indian Super League champion, Ian Hume.
It's a great bit of forward play there from Malcolm Shaw. He gets really tight, gets his arm up, gets a good grip of defender's shirt, wins the foul. Possibly could have gone the other way, but disguised it cleverly.
Miguel Acosta is able to locate Luke Singh. A wide stance from Dan Klomp as he is able to just nick it away. And here comes Cavalry with numbers in transition. A 5-on-2. Insigne tries to go one more for Musi. Can't get the pass off. Ali Musi had absolute and utter acres.
I think Joe Mason, I want to see Insigne run across over to Acosta, create that space and get the space opening up for Ali Musi there. That was a very, very, don't get me wrong, it's a counterattack, yes, but it's a very selfish run. He's got to create space for other people.
Insigne, the CPL sophomore, his second season with Cavalry, just 21 years of age, out of Coaldale, Alberta. 2 goals and an assist this season, his 7th start for Tommy Wheeldon Jr. Cavalry in their 4-2-3-1, which is their preferred formation. Camden, Klomp, Chima, and a CPL debutant, Michael Harms, make up the backline from left to right. Eric Cobson, Jesse Daly back in the double pivot. Insigne, the left winger, Musi, the right winger, Mason, the 10, and Meyer Bevan, the striker. No changes either at halftime for Carlos Gonzalez in his 3-5-2, 5-3-2, depends on the phase of the game. We'll go through that in a moment. Here's Neva. Playing as the left wing back today. Bassett wanting to go inside with eyes for Ruben Del Campo. Musi gets underneath Neba. Jesse Daly, forces Antonaro closer to the touchline, and a lead pass for the Swiss Youth International.
Good pressure from Del Campo there. grew into the game a little bit in the first half. I thought he was very, very quiet for the first 25, 30 minutes. Started getting into those little pockets, and on the counterattack, he made himself available all the time. A little bit of pressure there to start the half. Get a second wind early doors.
He and Malcolm Shaw in a strike pairing today for Atletico Ottawa. Antonoro, Zapater, and Bassett central midfielders. Niba, the left wing back. Jean Agnelisi, the right wing back. Singh, we met, and the captain Acosta, the center backs. This is Antonoro. Sat off by Cobbs. It's an open invitation. Antonoro takes it. Del Campo, second effort, can't get the shot away still. Malcolm Shaw slow to his feet, but he pops up in time as Bassett was barreling in his direction.
Yeah, it seems Kima full on cleaned out Malcolm Shaw as he went to make a run. Jumped back up to his feet, but good bit of pressure there from Atletico Ottawa. Great defending from Cavalry.
Switch back towards our near side. A bit wasted from Musi as Harms is putting in plenty of meters in his first CPL start. There's Carlos Gonzalez. More on his pre-match scouting report and the reflections on the last meeting here at Atco Field. Said what we have to do is improve on the performance from last time, but I think the team is growing so much in the last few weeks, and we are seeing that we are having more opportunities to face any team and have the capabilities to beat them. They're in good stride, Cavalry, a good level, but I'm sure we're going to go and do a good game, and we are going to be in a position to win. Well, he's not wrong through nearly 50 minutes.
Yeah, they've not, apart from the one set piece, they've not really been threatened. They're very comfortable. Look a lot more, defensively, they look a lot more like the team from last season. They're back five, absorb pressure, get the ball in the midfield.
Bassett into the box. We met closest to the catch and quick rollout from Marco Carducci. Bevan keeps it along the ground, and Joe Mason didn't even look over his shoulder. He was still jogging towards the penalty area as Ottawa take it right back.
Not quite sure what Bevan was doing there. He possibly could have taken another couple touches, but if it's not on to go forward and your teammate's not screaming for the ball, just relax. Take a touch, come back out. Willing to bet one of your midfielders would have been available.
Towards the corner flag, working from the left side, it's Daly. Kobza. Letting to go through the gap. Closest to was Gote Intigny.
It's been a pretty sloppy first 6 minutes here from both teams. I think in possession, giving away sloppy passes. I think they just need to settle down a little bit.
Update from Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego, California. The Americans trail Panama by 1-0 in the 10th minute of the first half of extra time. Ivan Anderson scoring the goal for the Panamanians. Imagine a Panama-Jamaica, Gold Cup final. Like everyone predicted.
I know it's a bit early doors, but my Panamanian family will be ecstatic.
Your Canadian family will be ecstatic too. You would put the U.S. after that loss.
Yeah, my long lost relatives down in Panama. they'll be jumping up, touching the ceilings, fireworks going off.
Musi from Mason, sliding is Alberto Zapater. And referee Michael Venn has awarded a goal kick to the displeasure of the foot soldiers, and I can see why they're frustrated. That looked fairly clearly off the Spaniards.
Again, twice in a game, I'm going to defend a defender.
Are you okay?
I think he's hit that there, and it's hit Musi's foot on the way through. I think it's a great tackle, well timed. Musi looks a little bit uncomfortable since he got that knock in the first half, and it's a little bit shaky with his walking round.
Musi also landed on Zapater on the way by, so he The Bull had to work for that one. These little moments are where Ottawa can get themselves in trouble in a cagey 0-0 affair. Got to be better from Singh.
Yeah, a very uncomfortable switch of play with your wrong foot when under pressure. Its decision-making has been very, very poor to start this half from both teams. In possession anyways.
Daly. Shepherded off the ball by Ruben Del Campo. Ottawa trying to go quick towards Malcolm Shaw. Carducci comes out of his box and ends up playing a nice ball to Michael Harms.
Yeah, no, Del Campo was trying to get the ball there from Antonoro, but I think he had the right idea for Shaw. Made a good run in behind.
Starting to think about substitutions now for both sides. Cavalry's bench, Trafford, Camargo, Beckford, Fisk, Shome, and Aird. For Ottawa, Spejo, Verhoeven, Salter, Bausako. Abusako fresh off a Gatorade Team of the Week appointment.
Yeah, I won't be surprised. Another 5, maybe 10 minutes, you start to see, well, benches will probably be already up and running. But I won't be surprised to see it, especially in the attacking area. I think defensively both teams have been relatively comfortable.
Just too far in front of Meyer Bevan, ends up harmless once again from the Cavs.
Yeah, Cavalry just look a little bit disjointed going forward. Getting the ball in behind that back line. They're trying to play things too quickly. Trying to make that killer pass right away from 45, 50 yards away. Keep moving it. Develop your game a little bit. Get more into the final third. Need to try and get Ali Musi wide. Get him 1v1 against Luke Singh.
Foul's going to go against Brad Camden, and an aerial duel with Malcolm Shaw. Forearm to the back of the head, caught by the referee.
Yeah, good bit of backing in from Shaw there. Camden has the right to go up there, but I can tell you this for nothing, those ones are sore. When you don't see it coming, you try to back into the center back or the left back or right back, wherever you are on the field. And that forearm comes across the back of your head.
Let's see if Hollywood can take his show on the road. He wanted Luke Singh at the back post. Not nearly close enough, unfortunately, for the reigning CPL MVP. Passa will go again, this time from open play. Gets Intigny to overcommit. Jesse Daly puts himself in harm's way, but Jean-Daniel Assis battles and wins the duel of the wingers.
I see an Ollie Bass get on the ball there, and he's beating one man, two man, and he's got no options. He needs one of either Del Campo or Shaw or Antonoro to come out and try and get into one of those gaps and try and get the ball. Ollie Bass is having to try and do far too much. Okay, he's probably the one guy on the field at Atletico Ottawa do one on the ball far too much, but he needs some help in those attacking thirds to try and move the ball.
And Tenoro slips and shimmies behind the Cavalry defenders. Dan Klomp with a great tackle. Concedes the corner, but that was the better of the two options available to him. Corner number 6 of the match, the 5th for Atletico Ottawa. Can they open the scoring? Bassett, really good looking ball. Dan Klomp again, like a magnet, first on it. I see a low cross, Mason Sends it long and wide away from the front of his goal.
That's a great ball in from Ollie Bassett there. Caused no end of trouble there for the back line of Cavalry, but goes out the other side. I'm not quite sure why Assi has to take a touch. He's got all his players in the box. The ball's rolling out nice and slow. Just meet it. Come and meet it. Use your right foot. Get the ball in the box and put them back under pressure. They're already scattered all around with two guys colliding at the front post.
Carlos Gonzalez has his bench up and ready to go. Bassett cushions it. Harms and Daly both beat. Bassett cuts it back. Here's Ollie Bassett off of Chima and high into the air, and that's going to be a sore one for Jesse Daly. Some friendly fire, inadvertent fire from Bassett, who just about scored another golazo.
Yeah, bit of magic from Bassett there. Daly and Harms chasing him. He's got round them twice. You see Del Campo's run. He has every right to have a shot here, but you see Del Campo coming down this side. Little reverse pass might have been the one, but it's a great block from Daly nonetheless, and another corner kick for Atletico Ottawa.
Del Campo across. Mason can't clear this time. Neba unable to get over or around Ali Musi. Harms trying not to panic despite a wave of blue crashing down. And here's Intigne doing what he can do best. He's shoved off by Antonoro. He didn't need a head start. Acosta had to make that tackle. And Intigne is down holding his knee. And in a world of pain right now, which is the last thing that Cavalry wants to see. But that is just a textbook, clean, hard tackle for Miguel Acosta.
That's perfect. As a fullback,
literally perfect.
He comes across and he's got him lined up. He knows he's got no chance if Intigne gets that touch, so he makes sure he times that to perfection. This trailing foot does catch him, but you explain to me the physics to stop your body from moving when you go into a tackle. But not for me, from Acosta, that's perfection, and he saved his team an awful lot of problems there.
So a double change for Atletico Ottawa. Ruben Del Campo is off. The super sub Zach Verhoeven, more like the fantastic finisher. The 2-0 goal against Valor at the weekend in Ottawa. 3 now on the season. 2 as a substitute. Abu Sako is also into the game. Triple for the Cavs. Fisk, Camargo, and Trafford will be entering. Out comes Kobza, Mason, and Musi, all in the 61st minute.
Yeah, a bit surprised to see Musi going off there, but bringing on experience, bringing on quality as well on the ball. Maybe losing a little bit of the pace that Ali Musi gives to the team, but if you can get Camargo on the ball in those areas, you got Trafford shoring things up. If you can get Ben Fisk in those areas, these are players who can create chances for Meyer Bevan up top.
And as you rightfully point out, Musi never looked fully himself after taking a pretty hard challenge of his own late in that first half. So we'll see what the replacements can do for both of these sides. 5 new players out of the outfield 20 into the game. Daly around Antonoro. This is Ben Fisk. Just lifted over the top for Camargo. Camargo back to Trafford, who runs into Bassett. Wanted his foul and wasn't granted. So Jean-Daniel Assi around Intigne, who is hobbling off that tackle that he took. Good to see him looking mostly no worse for wear. Sacco. Harms, again, doesn't bite. Defended well, just 17 years of age. These are the shouts from Trafford. For me, he runs right into Bassett. Ollie doesn't have a chance to move out of the way.
Yeah, and he's gone down far too easy. The only issue there is as soon as Bassett lifts his leg and then raises his hands, it gives the referee something to call. But referee made the right decision there. Never been a foul for me.
So Bassett back to the arc. We met Shaw, Zapater, all in the box for Hoven's a short option. The Ottawa bench stays up and continues to get loose. Bassett, another line drive in. Marco Carducci had gone full splits. Not sure that he needed a touch. It's definitely last off a Cav. It was some pace.
That's should never get right through there. That hasn't come in at any great height. One of your front men has got to win that header. They've got to be attacking that ball.
It's Harms who redirects it. That's what sends Ottawa back to work. Now an outswinger for Bassett. Shaw battling, but unable to get close whatsoever. Carducci makes the catch, wanted to go quick. Jesse Daly's still running. Here's Abu Sako, who I don't think has stopped running since he came onto the field, but maybe he started running too early. He's gone down on his own, reaching right back for that hammy immediately with no contact.
That's not what Carlos Gonzalez wants to see. It's not what anybody wants to see. A player coming on and pulling up with the hamstring like that. That's a nightmare situation.
Considering you just replaced a wingback. So he's got to go into the notebook and see, I don't know, is this plan T? That's gut-wrenching for Sacco. You hope that it's just a spasm and nothing more than that, but obviously Cavalry supporters will be familiar with the hamstring. That's what has Roberto Alarcon out of this match and out of the foreseeable future. Carducci and Mr. Venn in conversation.
Yeah, it's not often you see somebody get sniped like that and it just be a cramp, or especially when you've just been on the field for, what, 3 minutes?
I'm choosing positivity.
I know, but it's always horrible to see that. Bad tackles are one thing where you're getting a bit of a knock and this, that, and the other, but when somebody pulls up unattended by a player or unchallenged by a player, it's a horrible situation.
Well, he is in a world of hurt right now as he is being looked at intently. Jonathan Banks, the athletic therapist for Atletico Ottawa. Sorry, Hume. Sorry, Canada. Update from San Diego, USA, Panama 1-1 in the 112th minute of the match. Next up for the CPL, York United will host Pacific this Friday evening from 7:30 p.m. local time, 4:30 p.m. in the Pacific time zone, as the Tridents look to end what is now a 2-match losing spree that began here at Atco Field. Diego Spell, he's got his match shirt on, and Sacco's going to need a helping hand or two as his shift lasts 4 minutes, and super unfortunate for the left back after one of his best performances in an Ottawa shirt just a few days ago.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's nothing too bad. I know it's tough because it's one of those that happens. You know, well, I know what it feels like. I know how long it can possibly take. I hope it's not a big one. I'm hoping it's just a little strain.
So they're going to have to get a little bit creative at the back now, Atletico Ottawa. They bring in the center back Espejo. Sergio Camargo, obviously a bright first few minutes of his shift, connecting with Ben Fisk down the right wing. Back on the ball, Camargo, and he is brought to ground. A clear foul by Diego Espejo, who's still trying to get his brain and body up to game speed. Camargo wanted to go quick. I'm not sure why they weren't allowed to do it. And Camargo's going to be booked for dissent. Michael Venn's been yapped at by just about everyone in black and blue tonight, and he's heard enough. honestly, I don't fault the referee as much as I disagree with his decision. Camargo's been around this league long enough to know to keep his mouth shut in that moment.
Yeah, and if there's a player standing on the ball, you don't know whether he's told him to hold it, play the whistle. Camargo, it's a silly yellow card for him. He's only been on the field 6 minutes, and getting booked for something like that he should know better than that.
So he's the first Cavalry player to go into the book, and it's into the book for dissent. His third caution of the season, and it's not the end of the world by any stretch because Cavalry still have a free kick to work with. Ben Fisk starts his run up, again towards the back post. He wanted Dan Klump or Brad Camden. Zapatero off the back of the head of Jesse Daly. And now a race for Hoven and Harms. Not sure if he's going to go the full 90, Hume, but another Canadian teenager impressing. It hasn't been a world-changing game, but he has been oh so good.
He's just been efficient. He's not done anything over the top where you think, oh, but he was amazing. But what has he done wrong? For a 17-year-old and touch wood.
He just turned the ball over, so I'll take the fault for that one. But yeah, aside from that.
But he's got 21 minutes left in this professional debut, 17 years old, and you've not mentioned him looking out of place. I think that's phenomenal. And he's been very, very comfortable, very clever, looks very knowledgeable of the game.
He got tangled up with Malcolm Shaw. Cavalry working closer towards their midway line. That's Ethan Beckford standing at the aforementioned line. Camargo goes leaping into Luke Singh. He sold it, and the referee agrees with him this time.
Yeah, it's one of those. It looks a lot worse. He gets his toe in, the center back still comes through. So it is a foul. But Camargo, yeah, milking it just a little bit.
Just making sure the ref saw. Disappointing day for Meyer Bevan. Not a ton of service into his position atop the formation for the Cavs here today. He leaves the pitch with just 16 touches in the game, and Ethan Beckford will go for a 20-minute run in his place.
Yeah, it's been a quiet one for Bevan. Convenient that two of the players we spotlight, Ali Musi and Meyer Bevan. Meyer Bevan, I will not be putting on my lottery tickets today. I think everything's been off, but no, it happens with strikers, unfortunately. And when you've got players around you like Joe Mason and Ali Musi who aren't exactly at it either, it comes back, and it's one of those. It's hard to have a fluent attack.
I am looking very much forward to this replay because I did not see a foul on this tackle on Carl Ouimet whatsoever.
Yeah, clever play from Carl Ouimet. Beckford's doing his job. He's tracking back. He's putting his foot in. He has got a touch of the ball, but as soon as you lay into a center back from that angle, 9 times out of 10 strikers get the whistle blown against them.
So Alberto Zapater. Oh, that's tasty into the box. Diego Espejo. He had been the closest teammate to the ball, and Ben Fisk and company applying the pressure to Ottawa. Acosta sails that up, lofts that up, and easy catch in the end for Marco Carducci. Beckford in the white headband. He has featured in 11 of Cavalry's 14 matches to this point in the season thus far, 197 minutes. Former Simcoe County Rover. Speaking of those Rovers, currently 4th in the League One Ontario table. Blue Devils from Scrosapi, Guelph United, Alliance United, and Electric City, the top 6. Bonazuri, last year's champions. Patrice Geyser's former side in 7th, North Toronto in 8th, and it's a big year for League One Ontario for both the women's and men's divisions as they get ready to begin promotion relegation, as that will be severed off next season. Exciting times for pro rel supporters around North America, quite frankly, right now.
Yeah, it needs to be done. For me, it creates a little bit more competition because You'll have some teams sitting down the bottom that are trying to avoid all that. You had one team fold last year. I know they're guaranteed they're trying to add 2, 3, 4 new teams for next year.
Park that conversation for right now, because Atletico Ottawa are charging back towards the Cavalry half. Acosta, short pass to Verhoeven. Jesse Daly, an unorthodox way of making the tackle. He thought that came back off of the Ottawa substitute. And might have had a case.
I think he's got a great case. It's a great tackle back there. Verhoeven doesn't look too comfortable. Yeah, but no camera angle, no linesman.
Yeah, that is the AR on the other side of the field, the referee from behind the play. Nothing doing for Atletico Ottawa. We're into the 74th minute. Should mention as well the women's League One division right now. Vaughan Azzurri, NDC Ontario, North Toronto Nitros, Alliance United, the top 4. Woodbridge Strikers, Simcoe County Rovers, Blue Devils FC, and Electric City FC, nice and tight in the women's premier flight as well. Yeah, the League One Alberta showcase as well coming up, Hume. The Cavalry has a U23 sign they'll be competing.
It's great. We need it across the country. It's those pathways, okay, albeit amateur, semi-pro, they're the ones that are creating players for the CPL. CPL on the MLS, on the international teams all over Europe, all over the world. So we need these pathways to continue to grow, because the more scenarios we can grow for our players to be playing in these environments on a regular basis rather than once or twice a week, the more prepared they are. Like your Harms playing now, these players need to be doing it.
'75th minute of the match. Harms is a member of that Cavalry U21 side, getting ready for the League One Alberta Exhibition Series. Joe Holliday, who's often the third string keeper in that team as well. This is Camargo. One last man to beat. It had been a spell. Trafford, flicked back by Fisk. Trafford loses it in his feet. Could not make it one more pass to Ethan Beckford.
Not a great stat there going across the screen. 0 shots on target for either team.
I like it, Hume, the reverse jinx. That's right, no shots on target, folks. Can you believe it? That couldn't possibly stay. Assi to Bassett. Antonoro, great pass from Bassett. Antonoro has it blocked by his own teammate, Shaw. Ben Fisk dribbling away. Now Michael Harms. Staying in a bit of no man's land. Antonoro a pop. Foul is given after some contemplation, and Antonoro will be booked for persistent infringement here in the 77th minute.
There we go. The youthful exuberance has come back to bite him. Haynes going down with a little bit of cramp. Sorry, Harms going down with a little bit of cramp. 76 minutes into your debut. Well, he's lasted a bit longer than I thought he might have.
First booking in Ottawa, red, white, and blue for Antonoro. He has played a key role for Ottawa's U21 Canadian minutes, as has Jean-Aniel Assi. Ottawa currently third in the CPL on 1,157 before this match, only needing to average 56.2 per game the rest of the way. And Michael Harms, he goes 77 minutes. He is replaced by the man that he replaced in the starting 11 today, and what a shift from the teenager from Calgary. Did not look out of place for one single moment here today. It's credit to Foothills, that's credit to Cavalry for not pushing him too early, and it's of course credit to the young man for stepping up when his number was finally called.
Yeah, it's a great little debut for him. You're forever reading and hearing about Foothills producing player after player after player, year after year.
It's obviously not just Jay, but Jay Wielden has done great work with Foothills since he moved from player to coach. So that's all 5 changes for Tommy Wielden Jr. today. No Shamit shown for back-to-back Kings. Fraser Aird has spotted Ben Fisk. Uneventful in the end. Bassett clears and Camden will chase down. We're in the 79th minute of the match. Only two potential changes for Atletico Ottawa remain in one window.
Yeah, I'm guessing you might get somebody to possibly come on for Malcolm Shaw. Just give him a little bit of a rest. He's worked tirelessly for 78 minutes, and that last through ball from Ollie Bassett, you could just see the legs just weren't there for him. Do we see a Sam Salter come on? Do we see a Bahus come on? Do we see both of them come on?
Chima just outweighed Zach Verhoeven, and as soon as he made the pass, he turned around, and the referee was quick to intervene between the two who were starting to yap. And Verhoeven gets in trouble for kicking out well after the ball was gone. Watch after the ball is played away, the fate of Verhoeven. This is what gets him in trouble. Chop, 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 and that.
That's a stupid foul.
Agreed.
Like, there's no need to do it. You just got out-muscled. Like, and I don't say this lightly, like, I've seen people sent off for less. As soon as you have a kick out and the ball's nowhere near, it's intent to harm.
The final 10 minutes. Verhoeven's second caution of the season. He is the 5th Atletico Ottawa player booked in this match. And it goes off of Verhoeven, and now it's a foot race. Here comes Malcolm Shaw. Only Carducci to beat. Carducci and Shaw collide, and Michael Venn has pointed to the spot. Ollie Bassett is almost certainly going to take this penalty, and a chance to put Ottawa ahead. Carducci is completely and utterly incensed. Here's the replay.
It's 100% a pen. I know he's not caught him with his arms as he comes out, but how's Malcolm Shaw supposed to take another step if Marco Carducci comes seaming out like that? I get he's incensed with how play went, deflection, luck, ball has gone in Shaw's direction, no defenders. My argument is, can Carducci be on his front foot and maybe come out and challenge that outside? But to be so insensible giving away a penalty, for me, it's a stone wall.
Shaw's not going to ground without Carducci's torso there. But now he has to focus on trying to keep Bassett off the board. But Bassett remains perfect. 3 for 3 from the spot now for Oliver Bassett, who not only takes Atletico Ottawa and throws them ahead in this match, but he ties Meyer Bevan and Sean Hundal. It's going to be Meyer Bevan and Terry Campbell for the top of the Golden Boot lead. It just comes apart for the Cavs with less than 10 minutes to go. And the league MVP strikes again from the spot. Again, the penalty, shot tripped up by Carducci. And Bassett, great pen.
Yeah, great bit of disguise. Obviously, Carducci's studied where he goes with his pens. Three of his 5 have gone to his right side, but he's just disguised it there. And quality Ollie Bassett on the ball, set pieces, penalties. You can see how comfortable he is. And just slots that one away. And I can't lie, I think Atletico Ottawa have just edged it, but we now have our first shot on target.
It happens.
81 minutes.
And now it's time for Cavalry to try to respond. Making it 4 wins from 4 seems improbable at this point, but there is definitely something still to be had to stay undefeated. And the only time Ollie Bassett's been denied from the spot in his last 5 is when he put it off the post. He has been unbelievable. Acosta a bit wasteful. It's a present for the Cavs.
I know they've not created many great opportunities yet, but since Camargo, since Ben Fisk, since Fraser Aird have come on, they're showing a lot more energy when they're getting in, and sort of eagerness to try and create when they're getting in that final third. And they're constantly wanting to get on the ball. It's something they were missing.
And Carlos Gonzalez is going to empty his bench. Ollie Bassett will be replaced there in the 85th minute. He doesn't want to leave the field. He thinks that there's still some business to be done. But it is he and Antonoro who are replaced in the 85th minute. Salter and Verhoeven will come in as the final substitutions of this match.
Yeah, a little bit confusing seeing Bassett come off there. I think he's the one calm head on the ball when they can get it, and he can be an outlet on the in possession and comfortable in possession when under pressure.
So there's nothing more than instructions, encouragement, and guidance from the benches now for both of the managers. 5 minutes in stoppage time as Atletico Ottawa try to continue to haunt Cavalry at Atco Field. Here's Sam Salter, all alone with 3 black shirts. Why does nobody pick up SC? Jean-Daniel SC! He's going to win the game for Atletico Ottawa! Jean-Daniel SC with another goal in the final 10 minutes! It's his first for Atletico Ottawa, and it comes against his former side. Shocking defending on both of the goals, Sumi, to lead to the turnover that forced the penalty. And 3 black shirts like shadows all go to Salter. Cavalry has to know better. He used to play for them.
Great bit of tenacity, though, from Salter to win possession by the halfway line, to outrun people. Those fresh legs coming on. That counter-attack there wins the ball. Instead of being selfish and running down and getting smothered by 2 defenders, turns out, sees Assi coming up the line. Great delivery, great touch from Assi, and what a finish that is. And it looks like it could be game over.
Well, as Sam Salter had been doing, felt the pressure of not having scored for his new club. Jean-Daniel Assi in the clutch. I believe that's SC's first in the Canadian Premier League as well, as he didn't have any with Cavalry last year. What a time for it. It is almost disbelief here, Humi, how the game just has completely unwound. They were never dominant in this match, but they were also never really that panicked either.
Nah. Atletico Ottawa looked a lot more have looked a lot more comfortable defensively. As soon as they started making the subs, Cavalry, for one reason or another, became a little bit more disjointed. And that thing we've seen quite a lot last year from Atletico Ottawa, that absorbing the pressure and then the counterattack. The counterattack football.
Well, foul on the other side of the field. from their goal has Diego Espejo rolling around with his hands on his head, and the Cav striker, the one deemed to have conceded it. Wimetin Singh checking in on the Spaniard, who looks a little no worse for wear, but the foot soldiers don't like what they will feel is play acting. But it's definitely a frustrating evening on what should have been a brilliant night. Ollie Bassett is going to take home our Gatorade performance of the match. He had been on the bench for maybe 45 seconds. He didn't even have time to put his penny on, but he has the go-ahead goal and just dictating, dominating the tempo in midfield once again.
Yeah, he's a class act, isn't he? He's rightfully the reigning player of the season. I think on the ball, he's so relaxed, doing a lot of work that a lot of players in the league, well, all over world football, don't want to do. Ratting people down, got booked early doors, but when he gets in possession, he dictates, like you said, the way Atletico Ottawa plays. Set pieces are phenomenal. Penalties, he's all right at, I guess, but is great performance yet again from Ollie Bassett.
6 for 6 now for Bassett all time from the spot in the CPL. Not many players have done better. Joao Morelli leads on 8. He, of course, made his return to the CPL last night in Halifax. And now Ottawa have a set play. Looking for a third, but it's just over the head of Espejo. More on the match from Bassett. 5 successful dribbles out of 8 attempted. 6 duels won. 3 chances created, of course, the goal. 9 passes into the final third. 13 crosses. He took just about every set play for them. And while they're not fully there, the momentum, the energy, everything at this stadium tells you that it's over. This is another example of Ottawa being miserable to play against, especially when they want to shut it down and go 5 at the back. And everyone in blue tonight had to commit to the game plan.
Oh, 100%. And Carlos Gonzalez will be absolutely over the moon with this. And like I said pre-game, Atco Field isn't the biggest field. So when you play that 3-5 and you drop back and you absorb the pressure, it's so many numbers and so many in such a small space.
Verhoeven over the top, wanted Sam Salter, couldn't connect. 4 minutes of added time will be added on here. And with that goal, Ollie Bassett ties teammates Sam Salter, Malcolm Shaw, and York United's Mo Babuli for 10th all-time in CPL goals with his 17th.
And it 100% won't be his last. So
nope, I assure you of that. Might not be his last of the week.
Yeah.
They play again at the weekend.
Well, that's it. And somebody who's so instrumental in how they play and with their set piece and everything, he's a constant threat. And you give him the chance from 12 yards out, he's licking his lips every single time.
Verhoeven chasing Ben Fisk, former teammates at Pacific back in 2019. And the foul conceded. If there's a way back in, it's must score now for Cavalry. Camargo's gone to ground, and looks like they're getting set for a rugby scrum more than a set play.
A little bit confused. Like, don't get me wrong, I've not seen Ethan Beckford take a free kick, but when you've got Camargo, Fraser Aird, and Ethan or Ben Fisk there, he must be something special on these.
Now, Humi, how nice would it be if you could move this set piece to the vertical line at the side of the 18-yard box? It looks like it will be Beckford's. Trying to go up and over the wall, hesitates, but puts it into the Navy shorts of the 5 players standing to block the goal in front of Nate Ingham. And they're not done running. There goes Verhoeven. Back into midfield for Malcolm Shaw. He won't get credited for an assist on the Bassett penalty, but he should be. Without that run, it's probably still 0-0. Zapatero lets it ride. Singh one more for Miguel Acosta.
And Shaw's been a nominee for player of the game, to be honest. I think he's been working so hard, and he's put himself in positions and held the ball up so well for the team.
He's back at it again. Camden has to retreat into position. It's a late offside flag, I believe, against Miguel Acosta. He has played all but 10 minutes this season for Atletico Ottawa. Another full 90.
And now he's over on the left wing.
Yeah.
Now he's a pillar of how they play, and he's a proper leader for them. You can see how much Carlos Gonzalez trusts him in any part of the system. Holding midfield, he started the season out as, played right back, played left back, played right center back. The guy's been everywhere.
And think of it too, a lot of the times he's playing an attacking fullback kind of role. Sometimes it's in a 4-1-4-1 just in front of the back line, but all but 10 minutes in the season is halfway over in about 60 seconds time. That's remarkable for the Spaniard.
And he's always full of energy.
Yeah.
It's not like he looks like he's towing a caravan anytime. He's always full of energy, which is a testament to him as a professional, because you see a lot of players around the league, a lot of your older players. Like how old's Acosta now?
You put me on the spot like this. He's 25.
Okay. Well, enough about Acosta. So how are the U.S. doing?
It's almost as if you know something, Humi. Well, it's a penalty in this match that is going to win the game for Atletico Ottawa, but Panama has defeated the Americans from spot kicks. They're off to the Gold Cup final. Mexico and Jamaica underway right now on One Soccer, because this match is over and Atletico Ottawa have gone on the road and snapped Cavalry's 3-match winning streak. Jean-Daniel Assi's first goal in the Canadian Premier League comes against his former side just 4 minutes after Oliver Bassett stepped up to the spot and joined Meyer Bevan and Terran Campbell atop the Golden Boot race. It's a massive 3 points for Atletico Ottawa as they move within one of the Halifax Wanderers for the final playoff position, and they get it done in gritty Ottawa style on the road. They win this game by 2-0 over Cavalry. And Nathan Ingham in this game, he became a CPL Centurion, as did Noah Verhoeven when he came in as a substitute. For Nate, win number 32, that is the third most all-time and his 25th ever clean sheet. Also the third most all-time for the player who has more saves, or the keeper who has more saves than anybody else. Our Volkswagen moment of the match, Ian Hume. It is Malcolm Shaw winning this penalty from Marco Carducci as he goes charging after the loose ball, and you're going to see from this angle that his left heel gets clipped by the hip, the midsection of Carducci, and then this is some penalty.
Yeah, determination from Malcolm Shaw. Made sure he got there, got that touch, and Carducci got upset. But when you put the ball 12 yards out for Oliver Bassett, it's money. And great finish from him.
10th all-time now. We're tied for 10th all-time now. Ollie Bassett in all-time CPL goals with his 17th. And pivotal once again. Well, Ian Hume, I got good news and bad news for you. The good news is that there's an all-state save of the match. The bad news is there was only one registered save, and it was this. So, I mean, Marco Carducci, congratulations.
Yeah, so great bit of interplay from Atletico Ottawa.
Walk me through the save, please.
But technique from Marco Carducci to pick it up there without a fumble was great. Sorry, guys.
Your all-state save of the match. There was one. 2 shots on target. 2-0 for Cavalry. 8 shots to 4, the final shot totals. The expected goals in this game, 1.54 from the visitors, 0.53 from Cavalry. The final third entries at the end of the match, nearly identical. 52 from Cavalry. They slightly pip Atletico Ottawa on 49. And lots of cautions in the match as well. Acosta, Zapater, Bassett, Antonova, Verhoeven for Ottawa, Camargo, and Carducci for Cavalry. The updated table heading into this weekend, where we will have 4 more CPL matches. It is a sigh of relief for Forge and Pacific, as that is where Cavalry's winning streak is halted. They would have gone second and within 1 point had they got the victory. And as mentioned, big points for Atletico Ottawa within one of the Halifax Wanderers on the same 14 matches played, within 2 of York United and a game in hand. It also creates some separation for them from Valor and Vancouver, who occupy 7th and 8th in the table at the moment. So now both of these sides have to turn their attention to the weekend. Cavalry will stay at home and the Halifax Wanderers will be in town on Saturday. That is a 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Atlantic kickoff. That is when we will see the Cavs next and try to see them respond to the defeat here tonight. Atletico Ottawa, they will return home to Ottawa Sunday afternoon from 2 p.m. Eastern Time and 11 a.m. Pacific. It is Vancouver Football Club who are in, potentially Alejandro Diaz in that game. Well, we have stalled, and we have stalled for good reason, because we have been waiting to hear from Jean-Aniel Assis. Jean-Aniel, congratulations on the goal, on the performance. Walk us through what was going through your mind. You could see it on your face as you were celebrating. You get your first goal in the CPL and it comes against your former side. What was that like?
So I'm very, very, very happy because I was waiting for this goal very long time ago. And I don't believe I need to score against my old team, Calgary last. And I'm very, very, very happy, and that's it. And I'm just say thank to God, because first professional goal and many to come.
Jean-Aniel, it's Ian Hume here. Great first touch. You're saying it's your first professional goal, but it didn't look like it. You look like you've been doing goals like that in training every day. So congratulations first and foremost. But the way the game went, were you guys getting a little bit frustrated, or were you staying patient that you knew something would happen?
You do the tactic before coming, and you know if you stay patient, after that you score the first goal. After that you need to wait a little bit, and after that you go in counter-attack. It's like the same way Atletico they play last year, and the same way you play this year, and that's it. It's like that, and you win, and yes, better like that.
Yeah, it was a great performance from you guys, and again, massive congrats on your goal.
Jean-Aniel, I want to ask you, in conclusion, before we let you go and celebrate with your teammates, back-to-back wins now for the club. You move within one of a playoff spot. You get a couple of fresh faces, new teammates to get to know and play with, some with some pretty good pedigree. It just seems like a pretty fun time to be playing for Atletico Ottawa right now. What have the past few weeks been like for you, and what is your first season with them?
I'm very, very happy for my season with Atletico, because the teammate and the president and the coaches, they give me a lot. They trust in me. They bring me there, and they bring me to play that. They believe in me, and the confidence they give me to me in the out the field, and that's it. I put in the field for them, because they bring me there. They give a lot of confidence to play, and that's it. And the new player, they're here to fight to win to us. That's why you're happy to play with them.
Well, Jean-Aniel, merci, félicitations, and congratulations for a wonderful performance here today. Thanks for joining us. Jean-Aniel Assis, who scores the first of potentially many goals in his young career, and it's a huge result for Atletico Ottawa away from home. For Ian Hume and our entire One Soccer Media Pro Canada team, I've been Adam Jenkins. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on Friday for more in the CPL.